to Small Biz Chat Live. I'm Melinda Emerson, the Small Biz Lady, and we're coming to you live from New York City. We're here in the Big Apple doing a live stream for Small Biz Chat in honor of National Small Business Week. So listen, I want to get right to it. My good friend Heidi Messer is here, and we're going to be talking about power networking. But first, before we do that, listen, I want you guys to get involved in the conversation. If you've got a question, tweet me. Y'all know my hashtag is Small Biz Chat. You know, we've been doing Small Biz Chat Live for 5 years. I want to get your questions, and I want to hear from Heidi. Heidi, how are you?
I am great. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so glad that you're here tonight. You know, you are such a wonderful networker. You are just such a little strategic connector. And, you know, it's so important. Like, small business owners don't realize that their network is their net worth.
It is everything.
Right? So tell me about your first business and all that stuff, and then we'll get into this hardcore networking skills we want to teach people.
So like Mario, I was an entrepreneur from birth. Whole family, every element of my family tree, an entrepreneur, and started a business in the mid-1990s with my brother, if you can believe it. An internet
Now, are you
business.
the big sister?
I'm the big sister. I'm the big sister. So started this business, and it was when there were very few people on the internet, and we just had this idea that small, medium, and large businesses would need to connect and want to sell things through each other. It was called LinkShare. And we built the business over a decade to span several continents. We had hundreds of millions of dollars going through our network, and we ended up selling it for a little under $500 million in 2005.
Okay, so you guys know Heidi really didn't need to be here with me tonight, right? She's taking charity on me. No, seriously.
No,
but listen, but how did the sale of your business come about? I mean, was networking involved in how this whole thing like evolved?
So that's such a great question. So as the company got bigger and bigger, we started to get competition in our space, which is what happens when you start with a small business. Everybody starts small. And then all of a sudden, companies like Google started to get interested, and we knew it was time to go big or go home. So we started to look at other options. Should we go public? Should we get acquired? Should we partner with someone? And it was all about the context that we had made that gave us the opportunities that we had. The other thing that was really important is when you're selling a business and you have to keep it discreet, you need that group of trusted advisors that can guide you along the way to make sure you create value for your employees, for your investors, for yourself. Really important.
I know, and I want to talk about this because I know, like you, I'm asked a lot, will you be my mentor? You know, it's like people do this like almost like a drive-by networking thing. Sometimes I speak at an event and somebody else would be like, can you be my mentor? And I'm like, you know what? I wish I could say yes to all those people.
I want you to be my mentor.
I want to be you when I grow up. Right? No, let's get it twisted. But no, listen, when people are looking for people to get in what I call their kitchen cabinet of advisors, how should they go about sort of like their strategic networking to get their advisors and people around them?
So that also is a great question. So I think you have to be very conscious of the time of the person that you're asking for advice from or help from. And there has to be something in return for them. Either it's exciting because they're retired and they've done something great and now they want to be back in the game, or you're going to help them meet a whole new set of people that they didn't meet before. But just sort of asking and saying, I want to, latch onto you and just learn from you with nothing else. That's tough.
Yeah, it's very, very tough. And it's very hard because, I mean, people come at me, people openly ask for help like every day on Twitter or LinkedIn. And I try. I mean, I feel like, I started Small Biz Chat because that was my mentoring program. That was my way of being like, okay, you know what? Every Wednesday night, I'm going to be live on Twitter. So if you got a question, come holler at me because this is my office hours. Doctor is in from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern every Wednesday night. And that is how we do Small Biz Chat. But that's not enough. People still are like, no, can I talk to you? And I'm always like, I'm working harder than a one-armed man painting wallpaper. I just don't have time. I'm a single parent. I got an 8-year-old son. I mean, I got a lot going on. And I love you. I mean it. But I really want to figure out other ways that I can help people. And I know you do too. So, you made some news a couple months ago with these poker networking meetings that you. I want you to talk to me about this. How did this come about? And are you ladies really playing poker? Like, what's going on?
We are absolutely playing poker. There's like lots of money going back and
what's
forth.
The buy-in?
It's all going for charity, though. All
what's
for
the
charity.
buy-in, Heidi?
So
I want to know what the buy-in is. I'm trying to get an invite. I'll come down from Philly to play poker with you.
Nobody's profiting from this other than they're expanding their networks. And the thing that is awesome about poker is you do a bunch of things at once. One, you learn about business, right? Because you learn how to bluff, you learn how to read people, you learn how to be strategic, you learn how to count cards if you're really good. Not me, but other people. And then the other thing is you learn resilience, right? Because nobody wins or loses on one hand. right? And so I've seen people with one chip come back and win an entire tournament. So that's awesome. But the best part is you are networking the whole time. You're looking at your cards, you're reading people, you're talking to them, you're moving around, and it's just the best way to get to know somebody. Better than a name badge and hello.
Right, right. Now tell me, how did this get started? How long have you been doing? Like, what is this? 'Cause I think it's
A couple
so cool.
of friends of mine and I, we were saying, there's all these amazing women in New York, and we never get the chance to be social and network at the same time. So we were like, let's find a way that we can do business. We call it urban golf, right? Because we can't go to golf courses. We can't get out of our little New York apartments. And we just invited this small group of women together, and it just grew and grew and grew. So it's been amazing.
Now, how often do you guys get together?
Well, so I do tons of networking events all year round because I believe exactly what you said. Your network is your net worth. And it's almost as important as your business itself. I believe it has a separate value to your business. It's how you get people to be mentors, right? You have a huge Twitter following, right? So that's why everybody wants to get connected in your network because, once you're in Melinda's world, that's a good place to be. So we were trying to expand everybody's network and introduce people to people they didn't know before. So.
Well, that is really, really awesome. So let's talk about some networking tips, because sometimes I go to networking events and, entrepreneurs are given the floor to stand up. And if there's 30 people in the room, I think 3 people actually help me understand what they do. And so I was wondering if you could give me your tips for if somebody says, hey, Heidi, what do you do? Like, tell us, what is Collective I? What do you do? Like, tell us how you would explain that in a way that would help somebody either understand how to hire you or how to refer you.
Sure. Well, for Collective I should just say that is a network on steroids. So that is the business-to-business network of business-to-business networks. We help people take intelligence and use it to sell more, to be better marketers, to be better customer service representatives. We do all that great stuff. But my 3 tips for networking, one is to create opportunities and be bold. So I think about the time when we met. I heard you speak and I was blown away. And I was like, I'm going to go up to that woman and introduce myself. How many people are willing to do that, right? Just go to an event and say, I saw someone and she's got something great. I just want to know her.
Yeah.
That's it. Second tip is be effective and efficient. So a lot of times it's very, very hard to know how much time do you spend building your network versus how much time do you spend building your business.
Right.
And to me, it's like exercise. You have to set aside a certain amount of time to network every single day, every single week in order to be business healthy. Third thing is good business karma, right? You can't always expect something back. Sometimes just connect someone just because.
Right.
I guarantee it'll come back.
Well, and I have a philosophy about that, particularly when it comes to social media. The advice I give people is you got to give to get.
Yep.
The first 6 months that I got on social media, all I did was share other people's content, answer people's small business questions, and share little personal tidbits about myself. My son gives me great material, right? So I would say, had to act like an ape to get JoJo to eat a banana this morning. And all the other people would be like, girl, I hear you, right? So I think it's important, but I also think that we sometimes as women, right, we don't network the right way. I mean, I think there's a lot of us run around mistaking busyness for business. Mm-hmm. Can you tell me a little bit about what your advice you give to women specifically, like about how to network the right way? Because sometimes I see women do this. They go to a networking event with their girlfriend and they stand there with their girlfriend that they already know who they came with all night. Like, you've seen that too, right?
So Madeline Albright had a great observation. She said, women make terrific friends, but terrible networkers. Men make terrific networkers, but terrible friends. And so I think the good news is that's changing. So Pamela Reichman wrote this great book called Stiletto Networks, and she talks about how women are combining friendship and networking, and they're starting to make these circles, their poker games or their Twitter feeds, and getting people together and doing it based on friendship, but with a business purpose. And I think you make such an awesome point that you have to go in, know what you want. You can still have the friendships, you can still make it nice, but have a goal.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, listen, I love it. I want to know how we can, if people want to get involved in the things that you're doing in New York, how can they get in contact with you?
So this is the beauty of the internet, right? Anyone can put together a well-composed tweet, right? Go to, at Heidi Messer, at Smalls Biz Lady. They can get to you. They have to think about it. They have to respect your time. But if they do something that gets the word out of what they want from you and it's concise and there's something in it for the other person, you'll hear back.
That's right. That's right. I tell people all the time, look, I got over 250,000 followers on Twitter, but if you communicate with me, hey, you might get shocked. I will communicate back with you. Very minimum, I'll give you a smiley face. Bare minimum.
You are amazing on Twitter.
I try. I'm a Twitter diva. I love Twitter. That's my wheelhouse. We love to do that. And And speaking of which, it's time for us to go to another break. But listen, I have appreciated your time so much. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me.